Hi there, Sean Clancy here, and I'm going to introduce you to Neck Builder, which is new in Guitar Subreader Toolbox 4.00. So come run with me over to More Tools. Let's click on it. We get our panel strip and we're clicking on Neck Builder. And here we have it. This tool is great for making any kind of chord diagram, scale diagram. We have lots of features here. Let's show you how to expand the fretboard. First of all, you can have up to 8 strings. I go down to here and I move it across and we get 8 strings. You can also bring it all the way down to 4 strings and anything in between, like you can have maybe 4 strings for bass, 5 strings, 6 strings. Let's go to 6 strings because that's what I'm going to demonstrate for you right now. And let's check out how many frets we can have. We can have all the way up to 26 frets. If you want to edit this fretboard, you can just scroll down and you can see the whole fretboard just by using this scroll tool here. Let's just limit it to 6 frets maybe. Right, so let's see how we can make a chord. So we're going to make our old friend E. We've got a whole list of button controls. So let's choose this big round one, and we're going to make the color blue. So let's make an E chord. So first I'm going to click here, here. If I click on a note, you can see the blue rectangle. If you click in there again, you get the note that you've selected. And to turn it off, you just click on it once again. So let's now alter the fret numbers. So that's a 0. This will probably be maybe a 3. This will be a that'll be a 2, I think. 3. What I'm doing is I'm just selecting the number and pressing the appropriate number on the keyboard. So that's a 1. So there we have our E chord. Let's name it. So let's go over here. I'm typing in E and I press return to activate. So there's our E. Now we can turn that off just by clicking on this tick box here, or have it on. We can also turn off the fingering here. We can show the nut or not, and we can choose the nut. For example, I may choose a white nut like that, or I could choose a black nut, or a thick white line, or a thick black line. Let's go to the white nut because I quite like that. Okay, so there we have our E chord. We're going to save this E chord just by going over to here and typing in save. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to click save. It takes a little bit to write to the collections, and there we have over here we have our E chord. We also have the date it was saved. The last chord saved will be the first in the list. As you can see, I've got 2 other chords exactly the same that have been saved. Let's just go over to this here. We're going to edit this chord here. So let's click on right click on it, or control click on Mac, and edit this shape. Now, I haven't got a brown background, but it's easy enough to add. I just press solid. And the background can be either brown, black, or maple. But we use brown for now, just for fun. Actually, we will just make it wireframe because that's easy to work with. Now, you may see that there's this big black line. How did I get that? Let's go into lines, this tab here, and you can see that we have one listed line. The lines are cool because you can, first I'll turn it on and off. How do you make the lines? Very easy. You just simply go to a note, right click or control click on Mac, on right click, and then go to here and right click. And you get a line, and you can see we've got a list of 2 lines here. You can do it almost anywhere, like you can right click here and right click here, And as you do it, you get more lines, and you can turn these on or off. And when you save it, only the line that is actually visible will be saved, the control here. So let's clear that off. Let's go back into this one here. Get. So you can get them or edit them. You can also delete them, like I'll delete this one here. Delete shape. Okay, so that's now deleted. Lots of cool stuff. What else can we show you? Alright, so say if, let's take this fingering off. We'll take the nut off as well. And we're going to add a fret marker, so we can put that there and we can add a fret number. So as you can see, there it is there, and I'm going to go over here to spelling and notes. I'm going to click on 5, and you can see 5 appears there. When I move around, it still stays there. I can change also, say if this was 10 and I had a note here, we wanted to change it to 10, you can see how the 10 gets swallowed up by the blue note. That's not ideal, so we can go over to lines and fret number and stretch that out using this tool here. So that's more acceptable. Okay, I think that's all the tools. Oh, let me show you one more. You can put text on the fretboard. For example, this is our root note, so we may want to put a big R in there. So we select our color of our text, and that is right now white. So what I'll do is I'll double click on that, and then I would type in, I could press any of these numbers. I can make them flat, double flat, sharp, or double sharp, or natural. But I'm going to choose a big R, so I'm going to go over here, type in R, and press enter. And there we have a nice R. This is a 3, so we could go here, type on 3. This is a 5. Now you don't need to be typing on a button, you can type it just anywhere. So let's choose, say, blue text, and we're going to put in a flat 7, which is there. And first I select it, and there we have a flat 7, and all of that will be saved when I save it to a area. Yes, so when I save things, I can also give them group names. Say if I was working on a song, I might type the song title in here. So let's just put what's a good song with the E7 in it. Yeah, how about the last chord in Hit Me With Your Best Shot? So I'm going to put the group name as Hit Me, and when I save it, we're going to get this chord. It's the E chord, it's under the group title Hit Me, and it's got the date. So when I'm searching for chords, I could type, for example, A, press return, and only the A chord is going to show up. I could choose E, press return, or enter, and it's going to show me that chord. Or I could just delete that and press enter, and I get all the chords. Or I may search for Hit Me. Let's go check out what else we can do with Neck Builder. Let's go out here and go into Quick Chords. Now what we can do is in these Quick Chords we can right click on any chord shape and send to Neck Builder. And there we have our chord shape, and then we can customize it and save it. Or, depending on the view, you can get different kinds of things like chords and scales. Let's choose perhaps this one here. This one's nice. So I right click on it, send to Neck Builder. So we have our chord, and we have all the notes that are around it, which is really cool because then you can just focus on that chord and see it in a very visual way. You can save it. You can put like a brown background. Cool, because you can save this to any kind of format. You can save it to 100%, 75%. 100% is basically pixel per pixel. So if you copy it into any thing like Word, it's going to be this big. But you could also change it to 75%, 50%, 25%. If I click on that and I save it to the clipboard, and then I open up Paint, and we just Control V, you can see that that's 25% of the size of this. Cool, eh? That may be good if you're, say if you're doing things for instructional videos and you don't want a huge chord diagram. You can just change it to maybe 75 or 50%. And you can also save it at that resolution as well, which is good, because in Final Cut Pro, when I wanted to save like a chord diagram, I'd probably go into the Inverter, create it there. I would copy that section onto the clipboard, or I might use Snip, which is a screen capture tool, and then I would have to like go into Photoshop, edit it to make it the right size, and then I would save it into a file. Just a lot of work. But with this, I can just import it from Quick Chords or from the Inverter into here and just save it into a file directly, and it's good to go for Final Cut Pro or whatever I'm making my instructional video in. I actually made this tool originally because I have a friend called Dixon Nacy who runs a guitar site, fantastic jazz guitar resource called Jazz Guitar Legend. He was using my software, to make chord diagrams, so I made this tool so that it could be easier for them to use, as well as many other guitar players who have realized that in order to supplement income from playing guitar and not starving because they're only getting money from gigs, they've also gone down the route of making instructional videos. This is especially for them and for me and for all sorts of different reasons. So let's get out of that and let's go to Just Scales, which you can see Just Scales, and I can click on any of these shapes, like this one here. Now you can also see that the nut is now on 1st fret, not last fret, which means that basically you can see notes behind the nut. So that's like our C major 7, that's our C major 7 scale there, which happens to be major. And arpeggios, which is quite cool because you can that's just the notes involved in that chord. So I can right click here, send to Neck Builder, and we get our arpeggio there. Great for study. And of course, because these notes are just simply C major 7, if you play this over a C major 7, it's going to work because they're notes from the chord. And there's quite a lot of notes here, so you can do some cool runs. Let's go over to the Inverter because that's the other tool that imports into guitar, into the Neck Builder Inverter. Now we have a couple of options here. Go up to the Export Graphics and you can see we can choose just a section with notes, whole fretboard up to the highest note, and all 24 frets. Now that works not just for Neck Builder but also for copying the neck to the computer clipboard, or send it to the GST clipboard, as well as saving the neck to file, send to Neck Builder. So let's grab a whole bunch of notes. See these ones here, and this is just a section with notes. So let's export to Clip Builder. To Neck Builder, and there we have it. There's our fret marker, and here's our selection of notes. How about we change it to whole fretboard up to the highest note. So let's export the graphic to Neck Builder, and there we have our fretboard with that happening. That's the 3rd fret, but we've got the whole fretboard. Now the other cool feature is, say if you want to include all these text notes, you can do this. Go over to Export Graphic and click Neck build shows only note info on notes. Let's turn that off. Export to neck builder. And you get all the notes on the fretboard. Now you can either see the notes or you can change it to spelling. Same deal. So you can see the spelling of the notes. If you don't know about spelling, read the manual, which is now going to be available with this version of 4.00. You can see the whole 24 frets. Center neck builder. Now we've got all 24 frets filled up with the notes and the names and whatnot. See, that's a 3, which happens to be in the key of, that's an E note, which is the 3rd of C. And as if we go up to 24 frets, you can see that 3 is here. That's a 24th fret. So that's Neck Builder. If you have any questions, just email me, but I think that you'll find that this is very, very useful. Let's just quickly clear this. And I made this 6 frets. Change it to 0 fretboard. And actually I'll turn off the nut. One last thing is that there are quite a few other different notes here. I like to use the scale note for things like scales. Like here's a C major scale. I may want to make this red, so I'll click on here. So there we have a C major scale. I can put in, like I like to use this X for passing notes, and I'll make it a grey. And if we want to have like a major bebop scale, we usually put it on the sharp 5, which is that note there. You've also got the crazy things like triangles, rectangles, and you can change colors. Lots of cool stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy that, and if you have any questions, just give me a call. If you think that there's any features that I may want to add to this, let me know. But I think that in the future, probably in the short future, in the next 4.1, I'm going to have the chord library diagrams also exportable to the Neck Builder. So that's pretty much it from me. Enjoy this tool and tell your friends, because I don't do this because I'm rich.